Hello, friends. Today we are going to talk about a topic that is very important for sports, particularly, and life in general. Because this topic applies to almost all walks of life, be it your professional life, your personal life, or even your social life. So, the topic is sportsmanship. What does sportsmanship mean? It means playing fairly and having fun together. So, what does being a good sport mean is remembering the reason we are playing in the first place. And what is the reason? The reason is to have fun. You remember playing in the childhood? Why all the children insist on playing? Because playing is an activity which they enjoy, in which they have lots of fun. So we should keep this thing always in our mind while going to a game, that we are doing this game to have fun in the first place and everything else is on the second place. So having fun should be the priority. So, good sports. What does a person with good sportsmanship does? They follow the rules of the game. Okay, so why do we have rules in a game? Because it has been felt that without rules, the game won't be disciplined. So there has been rules made by international and national organizations, and only if we follow the game, follow the rules of the game, we can ensure that there is no unfairness. So we have to follow the rules of the game. Good sports also listen to the referee, because referee is a person who represents the governing organization. Referee is a person who is aware of all the rules and regulations of the game and who keeps on advising us real time, because he is on field, so he can give us real time feedback about how we are playing and are we following all the rules, are there has been any mistake made by us. So we have to listen to the referee, because based on that also we get points, and apart from that, if the referee doesn't feel like you are following the rules of the game, we can even get warnings. So it is very important to listen to the referee. Then what else good sports does? They tell the truth even if you have made a mistake. Because when you make a mistake, you may feel that nobody has seen. But what happens? There are people around in the stadium, there are people around everywhere. So the people can see that there has been a mistake. So it is better to admit the mistake yourself, because maybe without telling the mistake, you won the game. But it will definitely after some time come back to you that a mistake was made. So that time you will feel very bad about it. So it is better to admit the mistakes whenever and wherever it is made. That way you can even generate respect for yourself. The opponents and the other spectators and other people also feel that this person can accept his mistakes. So they anticipate your game to be fair all the time, and they have a lot of respect for you, and this respect will come back to you in form of motivation to play even better and even fairer. So good sports, they play to have fun, because fun is something that is very important. Fun is something that players forget while they go ahead in their careers, because there are two types of things. What are we playing for? There are two types of things. Maybe we are playing for something that is extrinsic, maybe we are playing for something that is intrinsic. If you play for extrinsic reasons, if you play for a reward, you play for a trophy, you play for praise or something, then that's not going to last for a very long time. Maybe you can reach the hem of your career, and then once you achieve the goal, you don't feel like repeating it, because whatever was available there, you have already achieved that. So you won't be feeling like going for it again. But a true champion actually is one who does the best thing once and keeps on repeating it. So that means you became a person with a world record, not by chance but because you had the ability, and you prove your ability only when you can repeat it again and again. Okay, and even at the end of your career, you can say that I didn't win the title because of some luck. I still have that stamina, I still have that skill that I can challenge the very young players who are coming up to have the title. So intrinsic, you should be playing for intrinsic reasons. Intrinsic reasons means playing to have fun, playing because of interest. So what happens? This sense of interest, this sense of fun, while you progress in your career, the matches will be getting difficult, the opponents will be getting difficult. So you will have a chance to refine your skills, and that will interest you more. So that way you will be going ahead in your career in a positive way, and you will always try to learn something. And if you keep on learning every possible time, what happens? You keep on winning. So this thing is very important for sportsmanship. Then good sports are good winners and good losers. What does being a good winner mean? Being a good winner means that even if you won the game, you are not bragging or boasting about it. You are not bragging and boasting about it. And what does being a good loser means? That even if you lost the game, you are not mad, sad about it. So good sports are the people who are good winners and good losers, and you complement each other. While even if you are a winner or you are a loser, you complement the opponent team or their team. So what we can do? We can celebrate winning without putting down the losing team. So there are the way we talked that bragging or boasting. If you brag or boast in front of the losing team, if you do such gestures, what you do, you put down the losing team. But there is a harm. If you put down the losing team, this may motivate them. This may motivate the other team to perform to their best in the next game. So that may even harm you. So it's better to celebrate winning without putting down the losing team. And even the spectators and everybody around can see that you celebrated your win, but you didn't put the losing team down. So they will also feel good about you. The losing team congratulates the winning team. If you lose, unfortunately, you go on congratulating the winning team, so that it starts a series of positive events, that when you think back about it after the game, you don't have any negative thoughts. You don't feel like you felt very bad at that time. You felt very worried at that time. So you can constructively think about the game, what went wrong there, what you need to work upon. So that is very important. And you must remember that everyone deserves respect. So respect is something that has to be given to everybody. Another very important phenomena comes into the picture here, that no name calling. Like you must have heard of sledging. Sledging is a phenomena which is used in different games, and it has been used for centuries now. But what happens actually with sledging? Sledging is actually a technique. Like when you are playing, you must have noticed that you become set to that position. You become set to that position, and any fluctuation in that settings hinders your performance. So sledging is done to disturb your momentum. Sledging is done to disturb your momentum. So sledging is used that way, but it's not a fair means of game. So it should not be used. Then you should let everyone have a turn, because everybody is participating in the game and everybody is participating in the game to have fun. So if one player is playing very good, it doesn't mean that other player cannot play. Only when what happens when if you are enjoying the game and nobody else is playing, you cannot compare it with your performance. When you let everybody have their turns, they play up to their potential, and then you can find out who are the good players and who are not that good players, so that you can have feedback and you can make a better team. So everybody should be given a turn. Then another part is you should be playing fair. Playing fair means while you are a child, or even you are a adolescent, you play with a different group of people. Maybe some people are different age-wise, some people are different gender-wise, some people are different maybe with other means. That doesn't mean they cannot get their chance. They cannot. So their performance has to be considered according to their age. Their performance has to be considered according to their other variables. So you have to be fair. Then only you can enjoy the game. So fairness must be there. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Why? Because if at this level you don't treat others the way you want to be treated, what happens when you go ahead in your career, you will find many tough opponents, many tough things there. So what will happen, there will be a lot of people coming from a lot of backgrounds with different level of skills and with different level of competencies. What may happen, that they even won't treat you the way you want to be treated. So this habit has to be generated, and it helps you with your career, because when you treat others the way you want to be treated, they also treat you the way you want to be treated. This enhances your self-esteem and this motivates you to play better. How do I handle the outcome of a game? So when you lose, you may feel frustrated, sad, or mad because you wanted to win. That is very normal. Everybody who goes in a game and loses feels frustrated, sad, or mad. This is very normal feeling, and these are the emotions which has to come to you. Our brain is wired like that. It is okay to feel this way, but when you lose, you need to remember that playing games with friends should be fun. So games are something that requires a lot of mental work. Actually, what happens, our brain, like when you are into sports, you have to also train your brain. You can think of a example that if you have been practicing your game for 10 years and you go for an important match, okay, then your mood gets disturbed. Okay, this simple phenomenon happens that your mood gets disturbed. Now, what may be the reason of your mood getting disturbed? The reason may be not being able to have proper food, there might be some problem with the essential supplies, there might be some problem with something else because you are not in your home place. So any of these regions can disturb your mood. But what happens when your mood gets disturbed? Because of this simple mood disturbance, your whole effort of those 10 years gets in vain. So what does that mean? That we have to train our brain in a way that it helps us with performance. So training our brain means we, like, brain is something when we are normal people, what we do, whatever comes in our brain, we think this is what we are thinking, this is what we need to do because my mind is saying that. But when we go into sports, what happens? Our brain keeps on, like, there is a lot of effort needed, there is a lot of persistence needed, there is a lot of many things needed. So maybe sometimes your brain will tell that let's sleep for a little more time, let's skip the practice today, let's go for having some fast food kind of thing. That will be happening. But if you listen to your brain that time, what will happen? You will skip the day, and losing a day means you have to put a couple of days to come back to that level. So that needs to be understood, that you have to train your brain a way that even if your brain is telling something negative, you are able to shrug it off and go with your routine. So that is what we want here. So what you can do, if you lose, you can think of a compliment to say to your friend who won. What will be the compliment? The compliments may be, good job, maybe I can win next time. Or, I'm feeling frustrated because I lost, but you played a great game. Way to go. I'm sad because I really wanted to win, but you are a really good player. Congratulations. I'm mad, but maybe you can show me how you won. Awesome game. Can we play? So, if you look at these sentences, what do you find? These are all sentences, these are all statements where you put your feelings in a positive way. Now, what happens? Whatever you say, our brain tries to justify that. So, if you say such things to your opponent, your internal feeling is that actually the opponent played well and you need to rise up to his standards to play the game. So that's what we need to do. So when you play a game, there is always a winner or a loser. So if you unfortunately lose, what do you need to do? Okay, so courage means congratulating the winner, not blaming or being mad at yourself or teammates for making mistakes. You need to keep your emotions calm. What happens if you be mad? You be mad or you shout at your teammates. You must have heard of a proverb that while you are angry, you should not be talking. Why? Because when we are angry, when we are mad, when we are frustrated, and if we talk to other people that time, we will only be able to see the negative side of their behavior. We will only be able to see the negative side of behavior, and if we keep talking about the negative side, this will create frustration further for you and your teammates. So it is better to try remaining calm after the match for some time, and then when your emotions settle, you can discuss the game. That way, nothing negative will come into the discussion, and you will be able to learn a lot about what went wrong and what you need to work up. So, some simple strategies may be to stay calm. You can take 10 deep breaths R can think about all the facts I know about outer space. So 10 deep breaths, what does that mean? We can think of some relaxation kind of exercise. There are a lot of relaxation exercises available. We have Jacobson progressive muscle relaxation training. We have autogenic training, even normal breathing, So what happens with these techniques? Like if you keep on practicing these techniques since the starting of your career, you will be able to perform these techniques while you are on field, and that too in a very little time, maybe in a time of 3-4 minutes you can perform that technique. So with this, your feelings will settle down and you can think fresh about the outcomes of the game, or even any other activity you can do. Why we are saying that these activities you can do? Because if, like, this is a technique that we have to try to engage our mind into something that is not related to the outcome of the game. If you think about the process, you can generate something positive about you. You can generate some positive lesson. You can learn what went wrong and where was the point that the things went wrong, so that the same thing doesn't happen in the next match. So that has to be that. Actually, up to this end, all these techniques are applied. You can even request a break from your teacher, coach, or caregiver by going to the restroom or getting a drink, just to put your mind away from the outcome of the game. Because if you practice it once, you will find that our mind is wired like that. That if you engage it into something for some time, it won't be able to linger to the outcome of the game. So that practice has to be developed. This is a part of training your brain. So you can still be a winner to yourself, friends and teachers and family, if you accept losing with courage. Because if you show courage while losing, what happens? That everybody can see that you are not mad. Because being mad is like, means you lost control of the thing. But when you show courage, it means that you are still in control. You can change the outcome in the next game. So that feeling of control is disseminated from you to your friends, teacher and family. And that is what very important. If you win, you feel excited, happy, because you like to win, and that is very normal. But what you need to remember is your friend lost. So he might feel frustrated, mad and sad. The same way we have been talking about in the last slide, that these things were that if you have these feelings, what it can turn into. So the same applies with your friends also. Whatever you can think for yourself, the same applies for your friends also. So if the person might be feeling the same way, so we don't need to make the thing worse for them. We have to support them in that moment, so that they can come ahead in a better way, and we can play in a nice environment. So if you win, you can think of a compliment to say to your friend who lost. It may be good job, good game. It was fun to play together. That was a hard game. You played a great game. It was fun. Way to go. Boy, that was a tough game. Would you like to play again? good game, because this is the thing you expect for yourself. You must be aware of the last slide we talked about, that what we expect for ourselves, we have to behave the same way to others. So when you are in the same situation, you expect to be complimented. While your friend is in the situation, you also have to compliment him to be a good sport. And ultimately, when I play a game, sometimes I win and sometimes I lose. That happens. Actually, nobody can win all the time. So it's a very normal thing to win and lose. And that create, because while you win, you learn a lot of things. Before winning only, you learned a lot of things. That's why you won. But when you lose, then also you learn a lot of things. So losing is also equally important. It is a part of the game, and we have to make sure that while we lose, we get the lessons from there, so that we can use those things to enhance our skills further. I need to remember playing games with my friend is fun and I can win or lose. But if I use compliments about how my friends play, when I win or lose, my friends will want to play with me again. So the same thing applies everywhere, like even with kids and then professional players. You are part of a team, because even if it is an individual game, there is always a team. There are lot many players practicing with you together. There are coaches. It's always a team. So if you don't behave nicely, what happens? The team doesn't feel good about you. So you have to be having sportsmanship, that even when you lose, you behave nicely, you compliment the person who has won, so that you develop that team feeling, and people always want to play with you. So your game progresses further. So thanks a lot.